Hey, Lauren here. Let's talk about some women finding out the hard way that, yes, actually, most men do still have standards when it comes to the women they choose to date. So the term body count is one that is gaining popularity amongst the youth to refer to the number of people that someone has slept with. And a while ago, we did an entire video talking about women who go online, specifically on TikTok, to brag about their shockingly high body counts. Now, for a lot of people, probably like me and you might be wondering why on earth would someone do that? Not only why would someone sleep with perhaps hundreds of people, but especially why would you brag about it afterwards? But to understand that, you need to be aware of some of the lies that feminism is trying to sell women. Number one, that promiscuity is actually empowering and a good thing. And so ladies, yes, from the sex-positive feminist lens, the more men you sleep with, the more you are sticking it to the patriarchy. And yes, obviously anyone with more than 2 brain cells can figure out that that makes no sense. Like really, in order to give the middle finger to men as a whole, you're just gonna sleep with a ton of men? Oh, I'm sure they'll hate that. So basically, yeah, a lot of these younger women who are going out and being promiscuous are embracing the idea that doing so somehow makes them strong and independent, as opposed to simply being used cynically for their bodies by men who don't care about them. And then, of course, another lie from feminism that is enforcing this behavior is the idea that men and women should be the same, and also that when men sleep with a lot of women, it's a good thing. And now, don't get me wrong, there are some corners of the internet and there are some people out there who do applaud promiscuity when it comes to men. But if you ask me, the idea that a man sleeping with a ton of women is seen as a good thing in our society, I don't think that's true by and large. I mean, you might say that a promiscuous man is going to get judged less than a promiscuous woman, which I think there is merit to, but to say that it is seen as a positive attribute for a man to just be sleeping with all these different women, no, I don't buy into that. I think that's a false notion that really exists in very limited circles in the manosphere that for some reason feminism takes to be representative of our society as a whole. But in any case, the belief that men sleeping with a lot of women is good and that also women should do everything men should do, I mean, you can see how this spirals into, yeah, some young women online talking about having body counts in the triple digits. And it might be all fun and games when those videos on TikTok go viral and get tons of likes and positive comments from fellow slutty feminists, but it's not so fun, I guess, when it comes time for these women to actually look for a long-term partner and they are met with the, frankly, the harsh reality that actually, despite what feminism has told you, yes, men do care about your previous dating history, as any woman would also care about a man's previous dating history, and having a high body count is not seen as a good thing. So we're going to be looking at some examples of this, but first I do want to say thank you to today's sponsor, Noble Gold. If you've been paying attention to the news, you will know that money is broken. Everything is getting more expensive. The government is losing control, as it often does, and the Fed just seems to be making things even worse. So right now, trying to get decent returns on your savings might be driving you nuts, but the good news is that Noble Gold gets it. You see, historically, gold has been seen as a safe way to hedge against inflation and economic uncertainty. And the team at Noble Gold is completely focused on honesty and education. Their crack team of precious metals experts have helped thousands of worried investors like you to build and preserve wealth through times like these. With Noble Gold, you get direct contact with a single dedicated professional. You get exclusive free access to that help with no hassle or call centers to deal with. And I say this not only as someone who is sponsored by Noble Gold, but who is actually a customer of theirs. They can help you find out why precious metals and IRAs are the answer to inflation and financial contagion. They'll guide you through the entire process and make everything easy to you. Before I had worked with Noble Gold, I had no idea how investing in precious metals would work, how I would even get started with it, but thankfully they held my hand through the entire process. Plus, this month, they're gifting a stunning free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin with every single qualified IRA above $20,000. You really can't go wrong with Noble Gold, so give their team a call over at 877-646-5347 to learn more, or you can also visit them at noblegoldinvestments.com. Again, that is noblegoldinvestments.com. If you're looking for a way to help shore up your financial situation while at the same time supporting these videos, then visiting noblegoldinvestments.com is a great way to do both at the very same time. So let's start off with this video that when I saw posted was really on the verge of going viral, and which, yes, did inspire me to make this segment.
Body count.
Mine? My body count low. I'm actually.
What's your body count?
That's something that I feel like that I'm proudful to say. You know what I'm saying? My body count's super low. I was raised with morals, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say I was raised with morals.
What is it?
I'm just old fashioned, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can count on less than 2 hands.
So first thing I want to say here is that I don't know about you guys, but I would disagree that a body count, which is maybe as many as like 7, 8, or 9 people, is low. That still seems pretty high. But still, overall, I appreciate that this man at least acknowledges that even though he is a male, a lower body count is still desirable. He's not out here trying to act as if, oh no, the more women you've slept with as a guy is a good thing. No, it's not really a double standard here. Promiscuity is not attractive in men and promiscuity is not attractive in women. And kudos to him for acknowledging or seeing that, even if I would say, you know, his standards maybe need a little bit of a reality check. But anyway, when he asks his wife what her body count is, that's when things get interesting.
Oh, what's your body count?
For real? I kind of stopped counting after I got to like the 340s. Like the 340s, and it was kind of pointless to like keep counting.
What do you mean?
340? I don't understand what the problem is. That's the past. Like, let the past be the past. Like,
hell no!
Oh my God.
340?
Are you kidding me?
340
That's
what?
I didn't want to fight. You weren't supposed to ask me that. If you had a problem with it, like...
You know we talking about people. Motherfucker, you better even slept 340 times with somebody else. 340
I just don't know
people?
why it matters if it's the past.
How?
It's the past.
The past my ass?
You're married.
How?
Already?
Give me my shit back.
You liked it, so you put a ring on it.
I f***ed up. Give it back.
What do you mean?
Take this off me.
Stupid.
Don't touch me with them filthy ass hands.
Filthy?
That is f***ing
Why?
disgusting.
Okay, so obviously when a lot of people watched this video, the first thing that they said was there's no way that this is real. There's no way you sit down and have a candid conversation with your significant other and you just so happen to be filming it, and then when things don't go your way, you still post it online. And yeah, I shared their skepticism. I'm not buying that this is necessarily 100% real. And that's not even to mention the fact that these two people are supposedly married, but they also are only just now asking each other about their previous dating history. Like, I feel like if you're interested in marrying someone, you're in the courting phase of the relationship, this is probably a conversation you have before you tie the knot. So yeah, I fully share the skepticism toward this video's veracity, but at the same time, the fact that this could be true, this could be a real situation in this day and age, I mean, that's kind of worrying enough. Don't you think? I mean, we have the fact that this woman has supposedly, allegedly slept with 340 people. And, you know, that might sound just unbelievable to some people. But after being on TikTok, that entire video I did, going over women who have these high body counts, this could be real. I'm not saying that this is common. I think 340 would still be, I mean, that would be just the amount of time it takes to sleep with that many people would be significant. But no, unfortunately, in 2022, this is not out of the realm of possibility. And actually looking at the replies to this video once more, whether this video itself is real or not, it seems that far too many men in the comments are a little bit black-pilled about the reality of modern day single women. As one user said, never ask this question, fellas. It's gonna break your heart every time. To which I've got to say, yes, this behavior is more and more common, especially from women, it seems. But if you think that this is representative of women as a whole, you've got to get off the internet, because I know so many women, and this is anecdotal, but who are virgins waiting to get married. And not only that, but there are actually studies out there that ask men and women who are single the average number of people they've slept with, and it is nowhere near even being, you know, in the double digits. So I guess be assured that as unfortunately common as a body count that high may be getting, it is still outside the norm. But then that brings us to the fact that yes, the husband is clearly very upset when he finds out this information, which is strangely controversial on the internet, because there are people out there, largely feminists, who think that no, it shouldn't matter. Far too many women are being told that you should be able to sleep with whoever you want because sexual empowerment and gender equality, etc., which is, you know what, you have the right and ability to do that, but that doesn't mean that a future partner won't look at those choices critically as they should look at, I guess, any choices we've made critically. Because, I mean, if you're looking to date to get married or just have a long-term relationship, that kind of stuff does matter. Having a high body count, whether you're a man or a woman, it shows that you, I mean, frankly, lack impulse control if you're sleeping with everything that moves. It also shows, I would say, a lack of commitment to a single person, or even worse, that you are a cheater. There's just not really a lot of good ways to explain away a very high body count, as another woman on TikTok, of course, also found out. Now, this is a screenshot from an account I follow on Twitter called Women Posting Their L's, which is just a hilarious account. I recommend you follow it. But this caption says, "I was talking to this guy I met on Tinder, having the best conversations while we sipped on our boba, but when he found out that my body count was close to triple digits, the conversation got quiet. He ghosted me after and blocked my Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Do all guys really care that much? Maybe I should start telling my dates that I'm a virgin instead." So it's kind of shocking to me that this woman could have slept with close to 100 people and therefore clearly have spent quite a bit of time around men, but still be surprised that a man would look negatively upon such a high body count. Because it could be argued that clearly when she was with those men, they weren't doing a lot of talking, but then that's just also not a good look for this chica. And it's really disappointing that this girl's first instinct, when confronted with the fact that she probably definitely made bad choices, is to lie to her future dates instead of perhaps, I would say, maybe taking a break from men. Because here's the thing, if you slept with a person, you can't take that back. And if you are a woman and you're confronted with the reality that, yeah, men don't like that, I feel like it would maybe be easy to just double down on that bad behavior. We've talked about this phenomenon before. It's easier to double down on your behavior and keep trying to justify it rather than admit you've made a mistake and try to change. But guess what? If you are someone who already has a high body count, I guarantee you are much better off stopping, taking a break from the dating world for perhaps even years when you need to. And that way, the next time a date or someone does ask you your body count, you should admit the truth, but you can also say, I've changed since then. You know, it's been a while. This was a long time ago. I'm not the same person. I see where I went wrong, and I'm committed to being different going forward. That, if you ask me, is a way better approach than just lying to people. But if you actually go to the comments on that TikTok, far too many of them are from women saying, yeah, a man shouldn't care. It's not his business. It's your body. Do what you want, etc., etc. And you know what? I've got to say, when I see women telling other women that they should be sleeping with as many men as possible because a real man shouldn't care, the first thing that comes to mind is that, okay, you're trying to sabotage this girl in order to make yourself look better, because no woman who actually has your best interests at heart will tell a fellow female that, yes, sleep around, do whatever you want, it's all good, because it's not. Clearly, we are seeing that men do care, as they should. But anyway, I did share that post on my own Twitter, and I did get one comment that really stood out to me. It was from, I don't want to say a man, but it was from a male who wrote, "Real men don't care, insecure boys care because they have no confidence in their performance." There are many reasons why a man would not want to date a woman who has slept with literally 100 other men. Insecurity, I don't think, is really even on that list. I mean, we're talking about STIs, infidelity, lack of commitment, promiscuity in general, that speaks to perhaps even psychological issues or traumas. And as other people pointed out in response to that comment, it's actually the opposite. If you are looking at a man who doesn't care whether a woman has had, perhaps hundreds of sexual partners, that screams of insecurity. You're so insecure. It's like you're willing to take whoever will have you. And then when I shared this, we also had this comment, which was essentially saying, oh, well, it shouldn't matter to men. This person, Freddie Mora, stated when I critiqued feminism in regard to this post that I believe feminism would say that what she does with her body shouldn't matter any more than what a man does with his body. It's society that tells both by using sex to sell everything while simultaneously shaming people for it. So I will acknowledge that, yes, society trying to use sex to sell everything, it is a problem and it's pretty gross. But I disagree that it shouldn't matter how many people a man or a woman sleeps with. If you're single, I do think you should be looking for a partner that sees sex as a meaningful thing, not just something akin to a handshake. And there are many reasons for this without even going to the religious aspect. It is a life-creating activity. Okay, so if you're sleeping with hundreds of people, I'm sorry, but your likelihood of having an unplanned pregnancy, it's higher. What are you going to do with that baby? And if you say, oh, well, abortion, well, then red flag right there. I don't know about you ladies, but I want to be with a man who, when I get pregnant, steps up and doesn't see our child together as some inconvenience to be slaughtered at the shrine of convenience. Not only that, we're also talking about, once more, STIs, just actual physical safety? Are they going to be loyal to you when you're in a long-term relationship, or are they going to get bored and want to sleep with other people? There's so many reasons why different societies, independent of each other, develop the institution of monogamy and marriage, that trying to pin it on, oh, well, it's just society. It's like, no, obviously there's a biological drive for this. Actually, speaking about women who see it as a problem for men to care about their past, I did see this video being shared in one of the threads that I thought was very relevant.
Accept it. Sorry.
You have been dating your girl for however long, 5 years. You take her to Turks and Caicos. You open up her phone and you've seen something from 10 years ago. You're calling it off.
Yeah.
Like dead ass.
Yeah.
You've already, Dad, this is what I'm doing. Like this, you're calling it off.
Let me ask you another question then. One more time. Another dream scenario to make so this all makes sense. Let's say you go to a fortune teller. That man of your dreams, you find out 5 years from now, he's gonna be broke. No ability to provide security for
Alcoholic.
you. He's gonna become an alcoholic. Would you stay with him now that you're armed with this information?
No.
Fantastic. Women are interested in a man's future. A man is interested in a woman's past. So that's the difference. We are completely opposite in the way we view the opposite gender, the way we view sex, the way we view relationships. There's a masculine and a feminine. There are things that men can do that women can't, and vice versa.
Basically, no one out there complains about women having standards when it comes to who they're dating. Even incels acknowledge, for the most part, that women can have standards. They just say that their standards are often too high. But still, we can accept that, yes, you as a person, as a woman, as a sovereign individual, are able to have preferences and to pick and choose who you do and do not want to date. For some reason, some women are so entitled nowadays that just the mere thought of a man actually wanting to hold a woman accountable for their past, that insults them. And as this other person commented on my original post, the reason Andrew Tate is popular is topics like this. A lot of women want a 6-foot-tall man who makes $100,000 or more. A lot of men value purity and loyalty in their women. One view is perfectly fine and the other is misogyny. We talk about dating a lot on this channel, and every time I do, I always mention that it's totally valid for you to have whatever standards and preferences you want when it comes to dating. And in fact, I do hope you have high standards with who you date. But the thing is, if that's the case, then you cannot get mad when other people also have standards that you maybe don't conform to. So you can't really have your cake and eat it too. You can't expect people to fall over trying to improve themselves and be better so they are worthy of you while simultaneously doing absolutely nothing to earn their respect or their attraction. And anytime I talk about how promiscuity is bad for women, inevitably there will be someone in the comments accusing me of having internalized misogyny, but it's like I'm one of the few people out here actually trying to help women with this advice, because the feminists out there who tell you to do whatever you want and who lie and say that there will be no consequences, they're not helping you. They do not have your best interests at heart. And I know it may be hard to hear that, hey, you may have made mistakes that you're gonna have to try to atone for and work on. And hey, actually, you can't just do whatever you want and expect potential future partners not to care. But that's the way the world works. And we do women a disservice by lying to them, okay? Men are allowed to have their preferences too, just like you have yours. And you know what? Even with that knowledge in mind, ladies nowadays, you are still free to go and sleep with the world if that's what you want to do. But if that's the case, don't expect that men won't treat you differently because of it. It's pretty much all I have to say for now though. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out so much. Until next time.